Welcome back, deep divers. Ready to dive back in?
Always.
This time, we're, well, it's about something I know you're thinking about. We all gotta eat, right?
Right.
Okay, so you sent in a whole bunch of articles, and it seems like you're wrestling with this whole butter versus margarine thing.
Yeah, that's a classic. It's like 1 minute something's good for you, the next minute it's public enemy number one.
Totally. And your articles really get into that whole up and down, like, you love the taste of butter, but then you feel guilty, right? Saturated fat and all that.
Oh, yeah.
And then you think, okay, margarine, that's got to be better. But then trans fats come knocking. It's confusing.
Definitely. Your sources really highlighted that, like, whoa, nutrition advice can change like the wind.
So where do we even start? Let's talk about butter. It sounds like the main concern there is still the saturated fat, right?
Right. Even today, we know that eating too much saturated fat can be bad news for your heart.
Okay, but how does that actually work?
Well, think of it this way. Saturated fat can increase your LDL cholesterol, and that's the bad cholesterol. It's like it builds up in your arteries, kind of like,
Like gunk in your pipes.
exactly. And that can, make it harder for your heart to do its job.
Okay, that makes sense. But then we have margarine. And from your articles, it seems like for a while there, Marjorie was like, hey, I'm the healthy alternative.
But then,
Yeah, the trans fat thing was a big deal. Those older stick margarines,
the worse.
yeah, they were full of trans fats, and it turns out those are even worse for your heart than saturated fat.
Really? Why is that?
Well, not only do they raise your LDL, the bad cholesterol, but they also lower your HDL.
And that's?
That's the good cholesterol. HDL actually helps clear out your arteries.
So trans fats, they're like a double whammy.
Exactly.
Wow. Well, that makes me feel like we were all a little. Well, one of your sources even used the word duped. Like we were tricked into thinking margarine was the good guy.
I can see why you'd feel that way. So where does that leave us now? It sounds like your sources are saying this whole butter margarine debate might be a bit of a false choice.
They have a point. It's not really about picking one or the other. It's more like not all margarines are created equal.
Okay, so the old school stick margarine, that's a no-go. But what about the stuff they have now?
Right, so now you have margarines that are low in saturated fat, totally trans fat free, and guess what? They even add in some good stuff.
Like what?
Plant sterols. Have you heard of those?
Plant sterols. Not really. What are they, like, little plants that live in your arteries and...
Not quite. But hey, that's a pretty fun image.
Huh, yeah. Okay, but seriously, what are they?
Okay, so plant sterols, they can actually block your body from absorbing cholesterol.
Wow, for real?
Yep, they're like little cholesterol blockers.
That's kind of amazing.
It is, so, there's hope for margarine yet.
Okay, but I feel like there's a bud coming. I can sense it.
You're right, there's always a but, isn't there? Even with these new margarines, moderation is key. They still have calories.
Makes sense. But it sounds like your sources are also suggesting, hey, maybe we should be thinking beyond butter and margarine.
Absolutely. They bring up some great alternatives, like olive oil.
Olive oil. On toast? I've done it. It's good. But is it really better for you?
Yeah, olive oil's packed with those heart-healthy monounsaturated fats. Plus, it has a compound called oleocanthal, which can actually reduce inflammation.
Oh, wow. I did not know that.
It's true. And there are so many other oils out there to explore too. Like, have you ever tried avocado oil? It's got this really nice buttery flavor.
I haven't. But now I'm intrigued. Okay, so to sum all this up, it sounds like enjoying butter in moderation isn't going to send us to an early grave. We should ditch the old stick margarine.
Definitely.
But the newer margarines, those are all right.
In moderation, yes.
And olive oil and other plant-based spreads, those are our friends.
Exactly. It's all about variety and balance, right?
Absolutely.
You know, if you're really interested in this stuff, your sources got me thinking. You should look into how different fats affect cholesterol. It's really fascinating.
Ooh, now that is a deep dive for another day. Great suggestion. Well, that brings us to the end of today's deep dive. Don't forget to like and subscribe so you don't miss out on any future knowledge nuggets. And hey, while you're digesting all this buttery goodness, why not treat your ears to something a little different? Check out the song We Hate You by Electric Wizard off their album Dope Throne. It's a real trip.
I have to check it out.
You won't regret it. See you next time.